Hi loves, it's Sean. How are you? And welcome to Shanda Says. Tonight's vlog, I'm going to preface and say it's going to be a little long because the subject matter I want to talk about tonight is new and it's not different, but it's new. I've never discussed it on Shanda Says, and I thought it would just be fun. And I also had someone write in and ask me to do this vlog. So young lady, this is for you. So I have a question for you. Are you down with the swirl? Now, you know what I mean when I say swirl, don't you? Yeah. As a black woman, have you ever dated a white man? And as a black man, have you ever dated a white woman? Now, there is so much intricacy here in this subject matter because I want to keep this vlog real. So, some of my views may not jive or you may not agree with some of my views. And that's okay. The important thing is that after I discuss this, I want you to leave your comments, okay? So, let's talk Shanda. As a black woman, African American woman, Negro, colored, I have dated Italian men, Hispanic men, Puerto Rican, I'll say, Honduran. I have dated African American men, of course, and trying to think if there's anyone else that may have stuck out. I think I was dating a guy that was German. He was German. He was Irish German. Okay. Now you probably wonder how many men you've been with. Well, that's a whole other vlog, and I ain't gonna get into all that. But I say this because I have experience with dating outside of my race. Now I will tell you, my daughter is Puerto Rican and black. I have nieces and nephews that are Italian and black. I have nephews that are black. So my family is very, very interracial. My sister, her children are black and Hispanic. So black and Puerto Rican. So we have our own little platinos and collard greens going on in my house. So just want to preface that. So we have, my whole family, we've all dated outside of our race. Now, I want to talk black and white though, because believe it or not, and though society may not say it, dating black and Puerto Rican or dating black and Hispanic is very different than dating black and white. I also think that even if you were to ask a mixed child, a child that is black and Spanish, their their way of growing up and their way of being ostracized may be very different from a person that is of black and white nationality, if you know what I mean. But I don't want to go too far out of the league. We'll talk more about that and the effects of being interracial. We'll talk about that on another vlog. But tonight I'm talking about the dating aspect. And I thought it would be honest and true if I talked double standard. Now, as a black woman, when I see a black man with a white woman, has it ever bothered me? I will be honest with you and raw and say no. Has never bothered me. As long as it wasn't my man, as long as I catch my man with another woman, it's never bothered me. Now, I don't know if it's because of the way I was raised. We were all kind of raised with that open-mindedness. My parents were very diligent, very strict about us, viewing people the same and all that kind of stuff. So again, I have to be honest with you and say, as a black woman, I've never had a problem with a black man dating, white women. Though culturally, a lot of black women have a problem with a brother dating a white woman. Okay. Now, sometimes they refer to white women as Becky's, okay, or a pink toe, or little things like that. Black women will have their own little sayings within that, because they may feel that, especially black men of affluence, we sometimes see them with white women. We sometimes see them with mixed race women. We sometimes see them with women that are not black women. So sometimes black women may look at it and see it as, why aren't we good enough? Why aren't we good enough to be on your arm when you reach that level of success? Okay. So the reverse of that is black women love a white man that will date us. Yeah, black women love Black people embrace the I'll say white, okay, the Caucasian community, the white community, if you're down with us, okay. Like my husband calls Robin Thicke chocolate swirl. I mean, on white chocolate, okay, because black women love Robin Thicke. Black women love, who else can I think of offhand that we love? That's bad. I'm drawing a blank. All black women love Robin Thicke. But I always loved Brad Pitt. I always loved, you know, Shanda loved every man. That's my problem. I love men in general. But there is a double standard. There is this thing that as a black woman, if you're a white man and you're down with dating us, we love that, So, but I will tell you, years ago, I was dating an Italian guy. Now, I will say this. I'm going to share this with you. He was very well endowed, and he was great in bed. And I did a vlog a long time ago about, different races and how it affects the Johnson or not. But anyway, he was great in bed, but he was crazy. When we broke up, he was stalking me. He was just a little too much, and he was. I just can't. But anyway, we went out once. We were in the city, just walking around holding hands, and we took the train. Okay, we were on a train, and I never in my life experienced this, but brothers were staring at me with an attitude. And in my non-coloring mind, where unicorns live and there's rainbows, I'm thinking, what's the problem? But black men had a problem with me being with him. So we were out walking, and this one black guy blew a kiss at me in front of him. Now, the guy that I was seeing was like 6'2", 200 something, big guy. He was cute too. Hopefully my husband will see this. But anyway, he didn't react the way I thought he would react. I thought he would be pissed. But, later when we spoke about it, he was like, whatever. He grew up in the Bronx. He also, even though he was Italian, he grew up in the Spanish part of the Bronx. So he spoke Puerto Rican, and he spoke Italian, and he spoke black. And there goes my BlackBerry again. I'm sorry. You guys again. I know you guys are too through with me. Anyway, that was Scoop. He must hear me talking about other men. I'm telling you, this man has a sensor on me. He does. He knows when I'm talking or breathing other men. Okay? That's the Leo in him. But anyway, me and him spoke about it, and he just was like, whatever. He didn't care. He grew up with black people. He grew up with Hispanic people. So it just what it was. And he always dated black women, and he loved black women. But I always feel like, especially nowadays, if you watch Housewives of Atlanta, I believe that Nene is dating an Italian man, and also Marlo, who's, I don't know if she's an official housewife, but she's dating an older white man. And here's the thing. I think a lot of times as black women, we may, even within our own culture, have an issue with our black men, because we may think they're not doing well enough by us. They're not making enough money. They don't treat us well enough. So it may be better for us to go to a white man, because white men appear to treat a black woman better, will spend money on her, will treat her like a queen. Now, of course, these are all stereotypical views, all right? I'm not saying that that's what it is. But these are all views that, sometimes, we think about. We say, I'm tired of dating black men. I don't want to date no black woman no more. Black women are loud. They always snap in their neck. They always got an attitude. They always run in their mouth. We get that from brothers from within our own community. So they'll say, I don't want to date a black woman no more. I'm not going to have her embarrassing me. I'm not going to have her being loud in me, So, as my husband would he calls me a snapdragon when my mouth starts going. He said, that's your problem. You're a snapdragon. But anyway, I think that people are true to their cultures. But I will tell you, in dating outside my race, I've never had a problem. Though there are cultural differences. You can't go into dating a black woman or someone outside of your race and think that it is all unicorns or whatever, because the reality is, though, even though this generation is less I need to find the right word. They may not care as much as the older generations. You know, you may be brought home to meet a grandmother or mother, and you may get some shade because in that generation they didn't do that. You know, there's a play called Platinos and Collard Greens that kind of discusses that. But I do think now in this day and age, as women, we should not say I won't date this, I won't date that. You know, again, these are my views, and you may say, Sean, I just love my black men, and that's fine. My husband's black. My other husband was black. But I have had my feet in other ponds. Okay? Um, but again, it's all personal. But if you're going to date outside your race, just always be yourself. Don't feel like you got to adapt to that race to fit in. Because the reason why someone is with you is just for you, not necessarily for your color. And if you find out later they're with you for your color, then you don't need to be with somebody like that. You guys know that. You're smart. So, you know, if you want to date outside your race, you know, be true to yourself. Don't lie. You know, if you have a question about a black woman's hair, is that a weave in your hair? You know, don't be afraid to ask. Don't be afraid to, just don't come off snobby. Just always come off with respect. So, you know, I don't want this to go too long. I thought it would be fun to talk about dating outside the race. And listen, the reality is, as individuals, we have a right. We have a personal right, personal choice to date and love who we want. Okay? And sometimes love may not come packaged the way we expect it. It may not come packaged as a 6'3" black man. He may come as a 5'8" Jewish man. You never know. But the reality is, you just want someone who's going to love you for you, is going to treat you like a queen or treat you like a king that you are. And I just feel that in this day and age, we've come so far in race relations, though there's a lot we need to go. I mean, that's a whole other vlog, you guys know that. But I would love to know your opinion about tonight's subject. Have you ever dated outside your race? What was your experience? Would you date outside your race? Have you ever dated a black woman? Have you ever dated a white woman? I want to hear your comments. I love you. I'll see you back here tomorrow for Fat Friday, Fashion and Talk. Love, love, love to all my supporters. God bless you. Good night. Bye-bye.